You're in your kitchen. You pat your pockets. Wallet. Phone. Keys. No one else is in the room. So who are you talking to? Have you ever wondered that? Why does a grown adult need to say things out loud, or even just think them clearly, just to remember their own keys? Here's a simple question to start with. Where does this voice in your head actually come from? The answer starts somewhere strange, watching a 3-year-old play with toy blocks. Where does this voice come from? Have you ever watched a small child play alone? They don't stay quiet. They talk the whole time. The red one goes here. No, wait, here. No one's listening. So why do they talk at all? A psychologist named Vygotsky asked this same question back in the 1930s. His answer was simple. For a little kid, talking and thinking are basically the same thing. Saying it out loud is how they think. So what happens to that habit when we grow up? Does it just disappear? No. Around age 7, it doesn't go away. It just gets quieter. Eventually, it goes fully silent inside your head. So is the voice in your head literally the same thing as a kid talking to their toys? Pretty much, yes. Brain scans show something interesting here too. When you talk to yourself silently, the same speech areas of your brain light up as when you talk out loud. Your brain barely tells the difference. So is this voice just imagination? Not really. It's actual speech. Just turn down to 0 volume. Why did we keep this voice? Okay, but why keep talking to ourselves as adults? Why not just think in feelings, like animals seem to do? Try this quick question. Did you leave the stove on? Notice what just happened. You didn't picture the stove. You asked yourself a question, in words. Why does that matter? Because words let you check a thought, instead of just having it. Does this actually help us do things better? Studies say yes. People who talk themselves through hard tasks, like lifting weights or taking a test, do better than people who stay silent in their heads. So is your inner voice more than just background noise? It looks like it's actually a tool you're already using, whether you notice or not. Why does the same voice turn mean? Here's a harder question. Why does that same voice sometimes turn against you? You always mess this up. Where does that come from? Surprising answer. It's the exact same system. Same voice. Just pointed inward, without any kindness this time. So why would we evolve a voice that hurts its own owner? Long ago, worrying about what the group thought of you actually kept you safe. Getting kicked out of your tribe could be deadly. So a voice that constantly asked, did I mess up? Will people be upset with me? Made sense back then. Does that voice still make sense today? Not really. The danger used to be, the tribe throws me out. Now it's just, I send one typo in an email. Same old alarm. Much smaller problem. How can you make the voice kinder? Is there a simple way to fix this? Yes, and it's smaller than you'd expect. Try saying your own name instead of I. Instead of I'm nervous, try, your name is nervous, but your name has done harder things before. Why would that tiny change help? A psychologist named Ethan Cross studied this exact idea. In his research, people who used their own name instead of I felt less anxious and did better under pressure. Why? Because I pulls you straight into the panic. Your own name gives you a little space, like a friend talking to you, instead of you talking to yourself. Does everyone have this voice? Simple question, does everyone hear a voice like this in their head? No. Some people barely hear an inner voice at all. They think more in pictures or feelings instead. Scientists call this anendophasia. So how do these people plan things or prepare for hard conversations? Scientists are still studying this. It looks like they may lean more on mental pictures instead of words. And what happens when the voice never stops? When it keeps replaying the same worry over and over? That's called rumination. Is that a flaw in your personality? No, it's the same helpful voice, just stuck on repeat. So, what should you actually do with all this? Use your inner voice on purpose before something hard, talk yourself through it, just like you did as a toddler. When it turns unkind, try using your own name instead of I. And when it won't stop looping, that's your sign to stop listening to it, and go talk to a real person instead. Here's the final question worth asking yourself, the voice that reminds you of your keys, and the voice that criticizes you at night, are they really two different voices? No. They're the same one. The only real choice is which one you listen to.